Ladies and gentlemen, Two Dudes Talk Music in conjunction with E. Brown Industries and Big Jerry Burger brings to you everybody's new favourite game show, Get in the Bin. Now, let's go to our host, Reverend Raph and the beer buddy, Kyle. How you doing, all you legends? We are back once again with the boys from SKYHAMMER, and it is time for everyone's favourite segment of the week, Get in the Bin. Now, the purpose of this segment here is we are going to be talking to Rich and Andrew, and we're going to ask them if they had phenomenal cosmic powers and could snap their fingers and eliminate anything out of the music business, what would it be and why? We're going to get 3 from each of them. Without further ado, gentlemen, what is the first thing you would eliminate from the music business and why?
Well, how about with my powers? I think the first thing I might strike off are those hidden service fees that you'll get when you buy tickets online on your phone and everything, and then get to that checkout and there it is. You're paying an extra whatever it is.
A $27 booking fee.
Yeah. Let's just do away with those.
Yeah,
like,
that's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like they try and scam you at every point that they can, right? Like, we're gonna charge you $5 to email you your ticket.
Yeah.
Like what? How else am I supposed to fucking get it?
Yeah.
You know, or like we're gonna. Oh, do you want like ticket insurance for $20 in case something? It's like, come on, mate.
Yeah, I have kids. I always get that shit. It's come in handy.
Yeah,
I suppose it's handy for some people. I like to live dangerously. All right, no, that's a pretty good one, actually. Yeah,
that is. I hate those booking fees.
Yeah.
Well, he's just jumped straight into it. I'm not sure. I guess from a band point of view, when you get asked to do stuff from exposure, when people agree, like you go do a show and at the end of the night, that's when they tell you it was for exposure.
Right, if you're telling me that at the end of the night, the only thing that's going to be exposed is my foot coming out of your mouth when it gets shoved up your ass.
Yeah, like it's this is the thing. Like there is legitimate cause in some cases where you can argue that exposure is a valid, recompense for. Or compensation for doing an event, for doing something, right? Like the premium examples is, an international support. Like if you get the opportunity to open for fucking Iron Maiden or Metallica, like you're not, but they say, oh, well, we're not going to pay you. Like that's fair, right? Like you understand that that's an opportunity that's going to get a lot of eyes on you and potentially give you that kind of exposure. So it's worth it. The problem is it's been bastardized by fucking local promoters that are going to get 20 people to a show because they don't do fucking any work promoting the show. And then they're going to tell you, oh, well, yeah, but it'll be great exposure for you. Like, cool. Yeah. Like someone's making money here and it's not us. So like, yeah.
No, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. No, couldn't agree more.
Absolutely agree. Number two.
Should we go with maybe a controversial one and go with the AI? I'm quite happy to, whatever it be, whether it's, I don't know, this, until we sort of figure out how we're going to handle it, and what counts, what is especially with copyright, I suppose, is where this comes in a lot. Then I just don't want to. I just want to sweep that away. We'll get rid of that. I suppose to a lesser extent, AI artwork as well. Like that's you're seeing more and more, allegedly, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think it can be a really good guide.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you can go, I want something like this. And then what you should do is go down to your local artist and then say, I want something in this sort of vein. I really like your art. Can you make it look like what you do?
Yeah. And like it gets really dangerous where you get into territory of the voice mimicking stuff. So like songs coming out where it's like, I don't know if you've heard them or not, but a great example I saw was they've essentially swapped the voices on like a Queen song and a Michael Jackson song, right? So it's like Michael Jackson singing Queen songs and Freddie Mercury singing Michael Jackson songs. And in the moment, it's kind of like, okay, like that's really cool, and it's something that, you know, we're obviously never going to get, but it's something that'd be kind of unique and fun because they were apparently good friends and whatever. But, you know, much in the way of someone's physical likeness being used to promote something,
It is,
you know, how does their, you know, the sound of their voice come into it, and how close can you get before it becomes an issue? And, you know, the advantage, I guess, the good thing is that so far the law has made it very clear that AI generated content is not protected by copyright because it wasn't created by a person or an individual, and you know, so we have that at least for the moment. But it is, I agree, like there's a lot of ifs and buts, and there's dangerous territory there, and it can be, if it's not handled properly, you know, like I want my AI to do my laundry and wash my dishes so that I can focus on doing this or making music. I don't want AI making music so that I can focus on doing my dishes. Like that doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. It's all ass backwards.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't with the AI. I just don't like it. Taking away that support for the local artists, like it could be like we have with our the CD cover, anything like that. People look after us, and we try to look after people as well, and we kind of build everything together. As soon as you get, say, you know, you pop in to try and make a gig flyer from AI, it comes up, it looks cool, it looks much better than I could do, but you're pretty much taking that. There's nothing there that goes to, say, an artist or anything like that. It's just it's kind of being lazy, and it's not it's not supporting your local people.
The interesting thing is, I actually was watching a video about this quite recently where they were, you know, it was an AI expert basically supposedly being interviewed about it, and he was saying that the current concern is that the amount of money that's been invested into generative AI for what's coming out of it, things are kind of like they're investing more and more money in it, but that we're seeing almost a plateau in what the technology is capable of. And
because it's not artificial intelligence,
it's a learning model rather than artificial intelligence. But pretty soon, like the people that are investing more and more money, like the money's going up exponentially, but the results are plateauing. And pretty soon the companies investing that money are going to start going, why are we continuing to do this?
We're not getting the returns.
The whole thing is going to kind of collapse in a similar way to how, you know, we've seen trends and fads like, you know, cryptocurrency and NFTs and 3D TVs, right? Remember when 3D TVs were going to be the next fucking thing, and they were pushing them? Every company was releasing one. Everyone was trying to sell them and sell them and sell them. And now they're like a curiosity more than the norm. You know, movies aren't coming out in, like, with every movie coming out in a 3D version now. Like we've reverted back to what works.
20 years ago.
but dude, even 5 years, like 10 years ago, like there was that trend of every movie, and some movies were only coming out with a 3D version.
I have a 3D projector.
That's the current thing, is like, is it just going to be another one of those trends that is cool for a few years and then just kind of goes nowhere? So it's just interesting to see how that's evolved, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we kind of got
into
a thing there. What's number two? The second number two.
I don't know. I might have to just come back to that.
All right. We'll get.
And don't forget, this can be punters, this can be venues, this can be producers,
anything big or small,
anything big, small,
personal
if it
annoyances.
upsets you and it's within your realm of the music scene, it's relevant.
Okay, I guess just see venues not promoting.
Yeah,
like if that's a huge thing. They want people to get in there. A lot of the smaller venues expect you to bring the crowd as well. where any other music genre, it's basically you're there to entertain their crowd. You bring people as well, which you should, absolutely, but you shouldn't be relied upon to sell every ticket.
No.
Yeah, I'd agree.
No, 100%
Absolutely agree
agree.
to that. Awesome.
100% agree.
Number 3.
Number 3. Maybe we could stick on venues, on this trend of venues taking percentages of merch as well. Not that we've really experienced it too much. We've got some really good venues that we play in here in Adelaide, which hasn't been so much of an issue, but I know that a lot of friends and stuff have talked about it in certain places.
Does it actually happen like in Adelaide, or is it just a skanky East Coast thing that we do over?
I can't say I'm familiar with anyone I know directly here.
Okay. So it's a skanky East Coast thing.
Yeah. Well, thankfully that seems to be on the way out. It seems to be a trend that's...
Yeah, but what's the thing that they're doing now? They're asking people to pay for the public liability. Didn't the band say that?
Yeah, we had that come up recently,
And
which is...
we're not, without the venues, we have nothing. We don't have a place to play or anything like that. So it's not bashing them in any way. It's just a few, really, a very small minority of people, the ones that do that. But it's just...
That's it. Like they're a business. They're trying to make their money and keep their head above water, which is obviously important. They got costs.
We want to work with you to
precisely.
That's it.
Not have it feel like this
one-sided things are just
there's not this relationship between us where we can hash it out.
I get that. I mean, it's like I said. I think that Live Nation sort of announced last year or whatever that they were going to stop having all their venues take a merch cut, which I'm like, cool, glad you guys eventually decided to do the right thing, but you don't get points for doing the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Like you don't get you like on one hand, yes, they've done rolling it back was the right thing to do, and okay, cool, good job, but I'm not going to sit there and like kiss their fucking boots because
it shouldn't happen in the first place.
They took it back to what it should have been in the first place. Like they got so much money out of people for years for doing that I'm not going to be thankful that they've. It's like someone's beating you over the head with a stick, and then they stop and they're like, "Aren't you going to be thankful I stopped beating you over the head with a stick?" Like, no, I still hate the fact that you were doing that, and you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place.
Yeah, you don't get rewarded for not doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
All right, and last one.
So this one's probably a huge one, and very current at the moment. It's cancel culture. People who don't like things going on recently, obviously with a massive Tenacious D thing, which I think was ridiculous. But there's been a few gigs like local Melbourne ones. There was a couple over years here in Adelaide as well, where some people get hold of it and they're not happy about a certain band or a certain thing that's been said, and all of a sudden everyone just cancels everything because they're worried about someone protesting or someone not liking it. And if it's really offensive, if it's a really bad thing and it's not a right thing to do, then I understand and you accept that. But like even the little things with the Tenacious D thing.
Funny thing about that, it's at time of recording, for those watching this when it's gone up, at time of recording, it is the 21st of July. Kind of still pretty fresh. The whole thing's less than a week old with the Tenacious D situation right now. And I said the moment that it happened and Jack Black put out his statement, immediately I was like, this smells fishy to me. This smells like he has some big movies that are about to come out that he's going to have to do a lot of press for, and he doesn't want to have to deal with the question. He doesn't want the awkward questions about it. So he's had to do this. Maybe we'll see Tenacious D again together in future. I don't know. I don't, honestly, if I was Kyle, I would be going, no, fuck you. Like you dropped me like the second that it was not convenient for you, you just dropped me. You dropped the band. You cancelled the tour on the Australian fans. Like, if I was Kyle, I would just be saying, like, I love you, man. We've got a life together, but no, like that's not on. And then, like, I think literally last night I was reading that there's news reports coming out from people that are, close to the band that are saying it's exactly that. Jack Black has a number of big movies that are going to start coming out soon,
Well,
and
he's going
to be doing press tours, and he has to keep himself, he has to distance himself from the event before it, like, rather than waiting for it to become a huge uproar and then distancing himself. He's doing it now so that he can just do all the press, and if anyone asks about it, he can sweep it aside with a simple look. I dealt with that. But I'm not talking about it now. And he can, it's immediately I knew that it was reeking of that. And
it's a business decision.
And he
said that he's come out, I think, on a tweet and said that something along the lines of, I have a voice acting career to worry about.
So I haven't seen that, actually. I haven't seen that.
No, I'm pretty sure if you go on Jack Black on something, you'll be able to find the tweet. He actually turned around and said that, look, I've got these things coming up. Like, I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. I mean, yeah, look.
I mean, it's
at the end of the day, I think the only person to really blame in this situation is Jack Black, because he cancelled Tenacious D himself. Like, no one, that Polly put in his thing, that's more than his right to do it, but nobody actually turned around and said that, hey, you can't play here.
Yeah. Okay, the only things I've seen is literally the statement that he put out, the one statement that he put out straight away. That's literally all he said. He hasn't. Yeah. I've not. Looking on his Twitter and his Instagram, I can't see anything that's like, this is what's going on. But it seems like that's very much the case. He's chosen to protect his career in Hollywood over standing with his lifelong friend, and over a joke that landed poorly.
Yeah.
If it was really that worried about it, he could have just got Kyle to apologise, and that would have been the end of it. He could have just come up with some half-assed.
It didn't even land poorly in the moment. Like, people at the show, like, were on board, whatever. Really like, care. It's it's pretty. And look, I might be a little bit heated about it. Because I've been a fan since Tribute. And I've never gone to see him live yet, and I was supposed to go and see him, and all this went down days before the Brisbane show. So I'm pretty heated about the whole situation right now. And I've seen a lot of people go, all the jokes out there obviously now about like, he's done all these songs about like being hardcore and sticking it to the man and whatever, and now he's selling out his best friend and his musical career for the money and the Hollywood life. So I think there's a lot of people that are going to be not really on board with Jack Black after this for a while. Absolutely. Anyway.
I have to say allegedly though, just in case.
Yeah, allegedly. We'll throw that one out there.
I've spoken about everything in the context of what we know and what I've read.
What you've seen.
What I've referred to and relied on is quotes from news reports and stuff that's already come out. He made the decision. That's confirmed.
100% it is.
He's like, so yeah. But those are some really good, good contenders there. Sorry to end on a downer like that, everybody. We know a lot of people are sad about the Tenacious D thing, but look, thank you very, very much to Rich and Andrew from SKYHAMMER. You guys have been amazing. We really appreciate that. As we've said on the other episodes and other stuff there, tickets for Metal to the Max down in the comments. Incredible 30 bands over 2 days out at the Mad Max 2 compound. Get your tickets while they're still available, because one allocation's already exhausted. The other ones are going fast. Don't wait, because you'll miss out. But yes, thank you very, very much, gentlemen. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Thank you to my co-host, Kyle. Thank you guys for watching. I have been the Reverend Raph, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Thanks. Really appreciate it.